I'm Barry Johns, and this is Studio Talk. Well, as the title suggests, Guitar Center's in deep, deep trouble. They're in a lot of trouble right now financially. Moody's downgraded them to a B3, which is not good for a business of that size. They're over $1 billion in debt, and as it stands right now, they cannot generate enough revenue just to cover their interest payments. They're at 0.9 of a point being able to cover their interest rate payments. Now forget profit. Forget any of that. They can't even pay the interest on the loan that they have. You know, whenever you see a capital investment company come in and get involved in a traditionally successful business, almost 100% of the times they burn it down. They don't really care about the customer. They don't care about a great reputation. All they care about is milking every penny out of that business that they can. You know, these are some of the things that help Guitar Center continue to grow and stay afloat once the online stores started coming on board. You know, I was concerned that Sweetwater would fall victim to this, but they're in a little bit different situation. If you don't know it, Sweetwater had a capital investment company come in and make a major investment in their business. Now, the differences between what happened with Sweetwater and Guitar Center is the capital management basically came in, or, you know, the capital investment basically came in and took over the company. Well, at Sweetwater, they just gave them extra cash to be able to expand their business. But the guy who founded the store, he's still in charge. And so as long as that remains that way, we shouldn't see too many changes at Sweetwater. Now, I don't know about you. I can already notice a few, but they're minor right now. So I'm not going to nitpick and could be just reading into that with Sweetwater. But I'm a huge fan of that company. I always have been, and I sure hope it doesn't get destroyed. You know, I remember growing up as a kid and seeing, really more as a teenager, you know, and hearing about the Guitar Centers out in California. And I said, one day I'm going to be able to go to a music store like that. Because when I was coming up, music stores weren't in your hometown. You really had to go search to find them, especially a decent one. And you know, finally, when I did have access to a Guitar Center on a regular basis, I loved the store. I've bought numerous guitars from Guitar Center over the years. It's been a very long time since I've done any of that, because they used to be full of knowledgeable people who could really help guide you if you weren't sure what piece of equipment that you needed. In Pro Audio and Guitar Center, back then, you actually had people who were very knowledgeable, could walk you through every step of the way, could help you put your system together in a way that you felt confident. And they did it in a way where you didn't feel like they were just trying to sell you a bunch of stuff or rip you off. There's probably a handful of Guitar Centers. I imagine the one on Sunset Strip that I've been to several times out in California, that still operate that way. But by and large, the vast majority of them don't. They're full of people that don't even know the slightest thing, could barely describe the difference between string gauges, let alone anything else. Now, we live in a world where, yes, we have the internet and we can do our own research. We don't really need to be held by the hand like the way it kind of used to be to some degree. You didn't have all the resources earlier in my life that everyone has today. But Guitar Center it's to me, I find when I go in there, and I do occasionally wander in, and it's usually a ghost town. There's hardly anybody there. The workers the salespeople act like they hate their job, like they can't stand being there. And none of them really know anything about anything. And so, you know, it's difficult. And you can see how that capital investment company came in and just has ruined Guitar Center. Ruined this once great store, chain of stores. Beyond great, out freaking standing experiences, you know, and has totally ruined it in every way you can imagine. You know, I think Guitar Center is probably the last place I would buy something. The only reason that I would go into a Guitar Center and buy something today is if they had a piece of used gear that I'm interested in. Or if I need something really quick, you know, something small, and it's always small. So I hate to see this. I hate to see this happening. It's just inevitable for every one of the stores end up closing. And that's just a sad day for all of us. You know, today, if I want to go to a store and I want to be advised on pro audio as an example, well, would I go to Guitar Center or would I go to Vintage King? I think we all know the answer. We'd go to Vintage King. Of course, Vintage King is not the only one. You've got some other great dealers out there that are very knowledgeable and that will help you. But I'm certainly a big fan of Vintage King. I think they do an incredible job, and their selection is very, very, very good. So, if you're ever lucky enough, if you want to go to the one, there's one in Nashville that I've been to, and of course I've been to the one out in California, and they're absolutely amazing stores. Gear candy everywhere. You get to see a lot of things that ordinarily you don't get to put your hands on, and they're more than willing to let you try things out. And so you're not going to find that at Guitar Center, at least the vast majority of them, overwhelmingly. So, I really, really, really hate to see what's happening to such a great company, and I wish they could turn it around. But I guess the question I have today is, who is they? Who are they? Well, they aren't people who are musicians trying to best service musicians. They are a bunch of bankers trying to squeeze every penny out of every musician. And when you get that type of leadership in a company, it's inevitable. It's going to fail. As I said before, 99.999% of every company that gets a capital investment company coming in, whether it's Bain Capital or all the others that are out there coming in, they ultimately destroy the reputation of that business, completely destroy it. I've actually experienced it firsthand a couple different times in businesses that I've worked at, and it's not good and it's not pretty. So it's a sad day for you. It's a sad day for me. But the good news is we do have other folks out there or other stores out there that we can rely on that truly are geared towards servicing the musician, the recording artist, the engineer, all of the various things that all of us make up to be, some more than others. There's plenty of great ones out there. So the sun's still shining, brothers and sisters. It's just a dark, cloudy day for Guitar Center. So if you like the things I talk about on this channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Help it grow. Got a lot of other videos out there. Go out there and check them out. I think you may like them. My goal in all of this is to help people as much as I can, stay informed, stay knowledgeable, give you perspective and things like that. That's what I try to do here on this channel. I'm a little bit different than the others, I think. At least that's what a lot of my viewers tell me. So until next time, I hope every one of you have a great day. Bye-bye.